For this week's one-on-one, Dan, we're taking a little bit closer look at your MVP meter, which can be viewed at ProFootballWeekly.com every week. You have Falcons quarterback Matt Ryan and Texans defensive end J.J. Watt 1 and 2 on the list. The question for today's one-on-one is who has been the more impressive player through 4 weeks. Obviously, you're the author of the MVP meter. We know how you feel. Tell me about Matt Ryan.
Both players dominant so far. There's no debating that. But for Matt Ryan, he guy's on pace for 44 touchdowns, only 8 interceptions right now. I think there is quite a sizable gap, I guess, between these two guys at 1 and 2. Matt Ryan, I think, has just put himself so far ahead of the rest of the competition for the MVP right now. I don't think anybody really has a strong enough case to make me even think about taking him off that top spot so far, as impressed as I've been with J.J. Watt.
Well, I'm going to at least try and make that case. I think it's easy to forget about J.J. Watt. He missed almost the entire training camp and all of the preseason dealing with that left elbow injury. I still don't believe it's 100%, but obviously he's fighting through it. The man has 7.5 sacks and 5 passes defense. He's the only one who even cracks that list that's a non-DB for the passes defense. But maybe even more impressive, this is a 3-4 defensive end who's leading the NFL in sacks. That's not normally a position where you're going to generate that type of production. J.J. Watt is really kind of breaking the mold for the position.
I want to see if he can do this against maybe some of the tougher offenses in the league. I don't know if he's done it yet against the elite competition. It's certainly not on a consistent basis. The schedule hasn't given him the opportunity to yet with the teams the Texans have beat. Falcons, on the other hand, I think Matt Ryan, numbers aside, this is a guy in the first year in a new offensive system. Dirk Cutter comes in. They just hit it off. I mean, a lot of times it takes quarterbacks a little bit of time to get in rhythm, establish a little bit of consistency, get comfortable in this new system. But for Matt Ryan, for some reason, and I think it has a lot to do with his work habits, his studying, his intellect, just hasn't been the case. They've just soared from the week 1.
Yeah, they've been outstanding, and it has been quite the seamless transition for Ryan. I won't argue with that. I think when I'm looking at J.J. Watt's performance through the first quarter of the season, what impresses me so much beyond the numbers when you dig a little bit deeper is that he's doing it all. I mean, he's not only stout against the run and harassing opposing quarterbacks, he's doing it from all over the field. They don't, they're not keeping him at that left end spot anymore. They're trying to create matchups. They'll move him inside in the nickel, but just to see him win with power, win with speed, always relentless. I just think he's the total package, and the improvement he's made, his ability to carry over that momentum from that eye-opening Bengals postseason performance when he had the pick 6 and really took over that football game. The way he's carried it over for me is just really, it's left me speechless.
Well, the Matt Ryan's been very different and bounced back. I mean, you look back at that last time we saw the Falcons before the 2012 season in a game of consequence. They scored, well, the offense produced 0 points against the Giants. The only points they had was off of safety. So they haven't let that bad taste in their mouth stay for long. They've gotten rid of it very quickly. And Matt Ryan is, I think, on pace to be certainly this year's most valuable player.
The only last thing, I got to get in a last remark. What really is most impressive to me about all of this, the MVP meter is supposed to have quarterbacks at the top. We know about Atlanta's high-powered offense. We knew that there were high expectations for that group coming in. The Texans obviously have a very formidable defense, but they're not getting sacks from all over the field. J.J. Watt has more than half of that team's sacks. It's not like he's getting the benefit of, Connor Barwin, Brooks Reed getting extra attention. Watt has been more or less a one-man wrecking crew thus far. But back to my original point, Matt Ryan, a quarterback, you'd expect his position, his brand name to be at the top of this list. J.J. Watt, a 3-4 defensive end, being number 2 on the MVP meter, to me, is just, I really can't find the words for it.